Hello, I'm Patti Patane. Small business, shop local. This is what this program is all about. I'm going to feature here a few of my very favorite locally owned, locally operated small businesses. Small business, it is the backbone of our communities. Tell me something, Pat. How does a software engineer, your husband Jack, and you, a real estate specialist all these years, suddenly get into the consignment business in this beautiful location in La Quinta, California? How does that happen?
How does it translate?
Yes.
It was really an interesting idea that we had, and actually the consignment business and furniture is not so different from real estate, because real estate, you're looking at the outside and visualizing for people what they can do with their house, and now we're just working with the items that are in the house.
How do you decide what you will take in on a consignment from a client? I mean, you just don't take anything that walks in the door. What's your category? What's your kind of limits?
Our specialty is really to have a showroom that really looks like a design showroom. We stage everything. We want things to come in that are in very good condition, that are something that would be very saleable to our market here in La Quinta and the desert as a whole. And so we're particular that items are really, really good, in good condition. If they're not, they really won't work here.
Are there some types of stuff, furniture, little knick-knack stuff, that you do stay away from because this is the desert?
Well, difficult in the desert in our location are antique items, or terribly, terribly traditional items. Those are a little harder for us to market, but accessories and things, even, in all categories pretty much work here.
My hobby is wood turning, and you have been so kind as to allow me to display some of the work here, and hopefully people, they do come by and purchase the items once in a while. When you're talking about what you bring in, I mean, there's some things here like these crystals, little crystal things. I mean, you're selling these for like $45, $8.95, $45. I mean, you've got some $95. You've got some very reasonably priced. And then, of course, you have
this fabulous woodwork.
And our favorites, yours and mine, happen to be
the olive wood.
The olive woods. Now, if you like this bowl, you can own it. And all the money received goes to my nonprofit for the veterans projects I'm working on. So if you'd like to come in and see the kind of wood that Pat is kind enough to display here, it's all local wood, and none of the wood came from living trees. In other words, the trees had all been previously come down because they were old, or they'd come down because they had to come down. So I just don't take living wood. And so there's some really special stuff. And if you happen to know somebody who's a grape farmer here in the Coachella Valley, I have some 90-year-old grape wood that I made some bowls out of that came right out of Mecca. So again, I'm delighted. But now let's meet the two most important people of your business. This is Jack Wood. Jack is, of course, Pat's other half. And this is Michael.
Stop.
So you've got Michael, and you have Jack, and
Kirby,
you have Pat. But
stay.
now you have Kirby and his little sister, Jenny. Are they beautiful or what?
So they're two little rescue doggies.
Yes, from, what is it, Bichon?
Bichon for kids.
Okay, so we have Bichon for kids. So when you come in to Encore Consignments with Pat and Jack and Michael in La Quinta, I want you to come in and say hi to Kirby and Jenny. I needed a new pair of glasses. I'd had the same frames for about, I'd say probably around 12 years. But I had upgraded, of course, the lenses. And I always want the transitional lenses so that when I'm outside it gets dark very fast, but when I'm inside it's not that dark. So I came to my friends Steve and Carla at Affordable Optics in Palm Desert, and they'd been doing my lenses now for about 15 years, and they're the only people I trust to get them right. And Carla recommended Silhouettes, And they're made out of airplane titanium, and they are extremely light, very, very light. So I have a new pair of glasses. I'm going to show you, I'm going to go outside and show you how absolutely fast they transition down to really dark. In addition to Steve and Carla at Affordable Optics getting your prescription right the first time and guaranteeing it, the reason why they're so good at what they do is because for 28 years they owned the business that actually took this, what is called kind of raw material that makes the lens, and they ground this down so that it became this. So when you have people that know how to actually make your prescription in your lens, you know that when you go to buy your glasses from them, you're getting people that there's not another optical shop I know of that can have the kind of experience that Steve and Carla do. Steve also knows how to do this, because when you have these glasses today that don't use the little screws or whatever, you have to be very careful when you drill into your lens, and that's what Steve knows how to do, because it's all done right here. So this is the latest and the greatest, and the people that know exactly what they're doing, and they're right in the parking lot that is right behind to the east of the Elephant Bar in Palm Desert. Affordable, they get it right, you get the best of everything. Steve and Carla, Affordable Optics. Every now and then, in just about any city you walk into along a boulevard, you will find one little very special shop. And there's something special about them. This one happens to have a really neat energy. It's like walking into a room where you want to meditate. And it is in Palm Springs, California on Palm Canyon Drive. For reference, it's right across the street from the Hyatt Hotel. Marcia Robinson is the artist, the owner, artist, and very knowledgeable about rocks and stuff. And it's called
Mars Creations.
Mars Creations. Show me around.
Okay.
Is most everything in here your creations?
About 80%.
Okay. So I want you to walk me through, I need an education
All right.
on basically rocks.
Okay.
Because we're talking about rocks here, aren't we?
Kind of. What I do is a little bit different. I kind of think we're more like the local crafters. So you can walk in our door and know that you're getting a handmade item. Mm-hmm. So my passion is rocks, but it doesn't necessarily mean that's what we actually do all the time in the shop. Have somebody come in and be able to buy something and you can size it on the spot. Or maybe they don't have their ears pierced and you can change it into a clip-on. Mm-hmm. We can do that. We can do anything.
Well, you act also as a jeweler of sorts too, because you have all the tools and you can change things and make things
When you
scratch.
think of somebody who does jewelry repair, most people think silver and gold, mm-hmm. diamonds. We do the crafting end of the repair. We do old school knotting of pearls. We do repair of beaded items, old Indian jewelry, okay. Vintage. Vintage is definitely a passion.
The first time I came in here, I went right to your turquoise because I do wood turning, and when there are cracks in some of the wood, which is just naturally going to occur, I fill it in with turquoise, but it's turquoise that comes from a mountain around Palm Springs up in the hills, and it's real turquoise. What I found out from you is that when you go to buy something today that is turquoise, not necessarily.
Right.
I did not know that.
Right.
So you were very upfront and very honest that what you work with is truly real turquoise, but you have some other items that you do sell that are not real turquoise. How about you tell me about this?
Right. Well, there's different things going on because a lot of people want turquoise from the United States because of having an Indian piece of turquoise. There's turquoise mines in Indonesia. There's turquoise mines in China.
But there's
fake turquoise.
Yes. There's fake turquoise.
Synthetically made stones, which you often see on eBay, for instance. And that's really not even stone at all. But then there's also dyed material, howlite, and there's another white stone as well that can be dyed to look like turquoise. And I carry those too because I also do the whole thing around fashion that sometimes I just like that color. This is pretty much all I have left of my own rock hounding right here.
You found these?
That was my first bit of shaping and drilling myself and doing the whole 9 yards.
Look at all
and
this.
This is not turquoise. This is called chrysocolla. It looks a lot like turquoise, but I stuck it here because it kind of is pretty with it. But that's kind of what I'm known for, is using dirty pieces of turquoise or veining that a lot of people don't consider.
Like.
Yeah, because there's lots of veins in it. That actually, if you come over here on this map, I lived in Colorado for 18 years, and that's where most of my rock hounding really started, you know, coming into play. And this was a closed mine at the time, and we knew the people who owned it, so we used to be able to go in and do tail ends, and it was a lot of fun, and that's where those pieces come from.
Show me how you make something. This is, what'd you do? You just put a little piece of rock here and then a little turquoise and a little silver bead?
Yeah, that's actually bone.
A bone piece?
Yes, it is. And usually it's either camel or cow bone usually. And this actually came from a trading post in Denver called the Orr's Trading Post, an Indian trading post. So what I do is pretty much I piece things together. But we're the local crafters. So the thing that's different is most people would normally stop right there, clip it, cut it, and you have a pair of earrings. And I'm pretty much about making it have a little bit more quality to it. So we always make sure everything is connected properly. I'm sorry about that. And just pretty much very easy.
That's all you did?
That's all I did.
And you're going to make an earring out of it?
I am. I'm going to make a pair of earrings out of these. And I never mind showing people if they walk through the door and they want to know something. We try to also carry material for the crafter, so they don't have to just go to the large.
So if somebody's a do-it-yourself type crafter, that they can come in and buy little things from you?
They sure can.
Like all these little things?
They sure can.
These little things have little holes
Those are
in them?
crimpers, and those actually connect all of the necklaces.
Okay.
And there's different sizes of those.
So this is your workstation. This
Very
is
much,
the
yeah.
stuff
This is
you work with.
This is where the magic happens.
This is all about family. There's Bob, there's Bobby and Julie, dad, son, and mom. They have 2 businesses here in Cathedral City. One is B&J, that stands for Bob and Julie, powder coating. Now, if you don't know what powder coating is, it's a process that bakes a color onto metal. And if you have a motorcycle, your frame is powder coated. And you can powder coat just about anything. They also do a lot of auto body work. They're noted for their auto body work on your cars. When you get a little ding or a major ding or a big ding, Bob's Auto Body is the place to take your car. They do everything from straightening out all the damage to painting. They're the best there is. They've been here for 30 plus years. And they got a professional paint house right here. And there isn't anything that they can't do to repair your vehicle. Now when it comes back to the powder coating, I took something that I bought I bought it cheap. Had a glass top on it, but it was all rusted. This was a rusted out piece of chrome. And they took it and they sandblasted it, got all the rust off, and put this beautiful finish. I happen to have chosen red. So no matter what you need, if it's powder coating, you want to make something look new, something that you need to make your car look new, they can handle it. It's family. It is Bob, Bobby, and Julie Middleton. Well, you've been in this business for how many years?
Well, 1958 to now. How many years is that?
That's a long time. You have a thing about typewriters.
Do I have a thing about typewriters? I do.
You do.
I really do. I love typewriters.
When you started in the print-like business, it was just typewriters.
Typewriters, that's all it was.
And then now we have copiers, and now we have
Well, we
printers.
had
and
mimeograph machines.
Yeah, that was it. But now you have all this.
We have all this, yeah.
I understand that in addition to the fact that you refurbish,
Yes.
fix typewriters
Fix,
here, that no matter how old it is, you all can, George is the expert.
Almost.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just about anything. Now, when it comes to computer printers, are they worth fixing today?
Yes, absolutely.
They are,
Yeah.
even though you can buy a new one for like $80.
Yes.
And
But-
you can fix it for less than $80?
No,
How does that work?
a lot of times we don't fix them, Patty. We invite our customers to bring them in. We do a diagnostic check, determine what's wrong with it. If we can reasonably fix it, if it's a home use or a small office machine, we'll recommend that they fix it. Not to get the money, but because it's the best deal for them. If it isn't worth fixing, we'll tell them that too. And oftentimes we'll have something else here in the store that they can use, or we'll send them to one of the retail stores. But that's only part of the business. The rest of it is office duty or large laser printers. Machines that are designed to hook up to a network in an office where they're printing all day long.
I was looking at this. I was looking at this one over here, and George pointed out to me it's a Toshiba, and it originally sold for over $8,000 or $4,000, a lot of money.
Yeah,
and
those are copiers.
they're copiers,
Yeah,
but
that's different from a printer.
right.
But
They're big copy machines.
Yeah.
But they once they're off lease from the manufacturer, you get to pick them up,
yes.
and you can sell them. Here's one that originally retailed for over $4,000
Yeah, whoever owned this machine, there's one right here on the floor.
for $500.
That's a Sharp. Whoever owned that bought it or leased it based on, in this case, around $4,400, say $4,000, and they used it probably for 3 years and did their business on it. At the end of the 3 or 4 or 5 years, they turned it in and got another one. So this one goes back into the pool. We buy them from the distributor. We refurbish them or service them, whatever we have to do. And we offer them for a fraction of the original price.
Well,
and they work just as good as a brand new one.
Look at this one, a full office.
Oh yeah, that's a Toshiba.
$13,000 originally.
yeah.
And you're selling it for like $4,000.
That's right. Oh,
Now,
this is cool.
Okay, tell me
You know what
about why
this
you
is?
have a thing about plotters. Tell me about plotters. I mean, they make, look
Oh.
at the pretty colors they make.
Look
They
at-
make all these pretty
they
colors.
make great big things, Patty.
These are for
Engineers use them.
architects.
Architects use them. All kinds of contractors use them. And here's a good example. You're talking about money. It was $8,000 when it was new. And I promise you it works just as good as new. And we're offering it for around $1,000.
That's right,
That's an
$995.
Yeah, that's an opportunity for a businessman. Instead of running down to a store, Staples or someplace, and paying big money to print a big picture like this, he can do it in his own office. They hook right into your computer with your standard software, and it'll work, I promise you, it'll work as good as a new one.
And when someone buys a refurbished typewriter or a refurbished printer or a refurbished plotter from you, or brand new anything,
Yeah.
do you have a guarantees on
Oh
them?
yeah, we guarantee everything. And you know what else we do? We hold their hand. We work with people. We teach them how to run the equipment. If they have a problem, whether it's mechanical or self-imposed, we'll take care of it. That's the old-fashioned way. That's what we used to do 40 years ago.
Well, you really established yourself here in this region with laser ink.
Yes.
You laser
We're very
ink.
proud of that,
The
yeah.
printer cartridge exchange. You
Yeah.
bring a cartridge in and you'd give me a new one and I'd pay for the one I just
Yeah,
get
we
new.
still do that.
You still do that?
Yeah, we do. And why do we do all this other stuff? The ink business, when Denise and I started out, we were the only ones offering refilled, recharged, remanufactured cartridges. People didn't know you could get them. And there were only a few models. Now there's hundreds. And now what's happened is the industry has been taken over by foreign markets. They ship stuff in here on the internet that doesn't work, and people buy it and get discouraged, and that's the end of that. But we're still selling good quality ink at very reasonable prices, oftentimes better. Mm-hmm. Every day somebody comes in the store with a cartridge, they say it doesn't work, like it's my fault. Mm-hmm. And Denise is good at this. She'll look at it and she'll say, well, you bought this on the internet, didn't you? I mean, they'll take one of ours and they'll be happy. Mm-hmm. But the market's so diluted that we can't stay in business with just ink anymore. So we've gone to what else we know how to do, and that's offering good quality printers, copiers, faxes, and typewriters. It's almost a joke, but believe it or not, people are coming in and buying them for great prices, and they are all guaranteed to work.
Well, you have your own on-site repair and refurbish
we
shop.
We do. I've got two great technicians.
Right. You have George, who concentrates on, his specialty is typewriters.
George is our typewriter guy, but his specialty is copiers and printers.
And then you have someone else.
We have Jeff, who's not here. He's on vacation right now. He's a certified Hewlett-Packard technician.
So he's really into the plotters.
This is what he does this. He does everything too. Interesting business. Once you learn one thing, with a little bit of help, you can fix them all, like an automobile. A good auto technician can fix most cars once he knows what to do.
Another thing I'd like you to remember about Central Printer Resources is that just because they're not one of these big, huge stores doesn't mean you're going to pay any more here. As a matter of fact, on a lot of stuff, you probably pay a little bit less. And here's a perfect example. This is the HP wireless printer. You know, you can just take your phone and hit something, and no matter, you know, if you're semi-close, it'll print for you, no wires. And I have one of these, and I bought it for the same price here from Jack and Denise that I would have paid at one of the big stores. Same price. Brand new color heavy-duty printers can sell for a lot of money. But Central Printer Resources has a lot of refurbished right here. They do it right here. George fixes everything. Make sure that it's in super running condition, and you can come in and buy them for a very low price. So if you're looking for a printer of any kind, you come here and look first. As we well know, small business is the backbone of any community, and our Coachella Valley is no different. There are more small businesses in this community than big businesses, and I'm really big on small business. And Misty is the owner and has a beautiful new location. Yay. It's big. It's big. Really big, but you've got a lot more stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You went into business for yourself how many years ago? Just 2 years ago.
2 years
and
ago.
Already you're in a really big building.
Right. We outgrew our first location.
You know what you're doing. Why don't you just walk me around? I looked at a few things up there, you know, chairs and things. And you turn everything over just about every couple months?
Mm-hmm.
Continually?
Everything. Yes. Yes.
What do you account for such a good business? I mean, what do you account for being able to do this? There's been a lot of consignment stores over the years here in the Coachella Valley. And the reason why I've chosen Misty's, in addition to the fact that you have some of the wood that I turned my little art, you and Encore in La Quinta. Mm-hmm. One thing about both of you is you both own your own buildings. And
yes.
To me, if you own the building, and I know you're honest and honorable, you're not going anywhere. You're going to be here.
Right.
So what I'm trying to do here is let people know that there are two that I highly recommend in the Valley, and yours is one of them. What would you like to see more of?
Well, modern, mid-century, just all the cool 70s, that the architects had actually engineered and built. Those are few and far between. And when they come in, they immediately go out. But I'd love to see a lot more of that come in, just because it's beautiful architectural furniture, too.
Tell me about how you've chosen to lay the store out. I mean, this is really, you call it staging.
Oh, yeah.
And staging is making everything look the best you can in the place you put it.
Right, with, matching lamps and accessories and art. And I'm not as good as it as Stephanie and Stephen are and Sky. And I've got a great crew that actually are far better at staging than I am. I'm good at finding the pieces, pricing them properly, dealing with the customer who doesn't know me but is sending $20,000 worth of furniture into my store, and like you said, doesn't know if I'm going to be there. But they know I'm not going anywhere. I've been here forever, and the reputation is solid. So
How do you know how to price something?
just from experience, I do a lot of retail shopping. Brands, Bernhardt, Century, Henredon.
Your research.
Oh yeah, I do a lot of retail shopping. Mathis Brothers, they have Marge Carson and Baker, and they don't have McGuire, but
But you don't buy the stuff there. You just go look at it.
I just go look at the pricing.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I have to
good.
keep up.
You got to keep up on what the market is.
Right.
But your things are priced, what I consider to be very fair. They're very affordable. You do business with a lot of decorators.
Oh yes, yeah.
Lots.
Probably everybody in the desert they come in, who stages homes, they come in to stage homes, and they want obviously a certain look without having to pay a fortune for a house. And typically they're staging a home, the house sells, sometimes the furniture sells with the house, but a lot of times they take it into another home. But sometimes they sell all of it. So it's a win-win for them.
Well, you have a beautiful facility, and you're going to be here for a very long time.
Very long time. I agree.
I just cannot congratulate you enough on, buying the building and just finding a permanent home and making a
Yeah.
very beautiful, beautiful place to shop.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for supporting local small business.